For real, the devil is a liar, a killer, a destroyer. Men go up for them just to come down. And you know, when you are up, I'm telling you, coming down is very heavy and it's very hard. This is a very sad story, very breaking story. The story of P.Diddy and also Jayz. So there are some very dark secrets that have actually been exposed that I'll be sharing in this video. Just looking at how the 13-year-old actually got to that party, allegedly, that is from the lawsuit. And also some very high names are actually mentioned, because there is new names that have been mentioned in this case. So we'll also be looking at that. So before we get in the video, just briefly, Luke 12:2, the Bible says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." Wow. So it matters what we do in our private lives. It matters a lot. It matters the people that we say that these are our close friends, and probably we are doing things that are not the right things. Bible says there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, nothing hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So let us get in the video, because we're also going to be looking at what 50 Cent has actually spoken about this Jayz and Diddy situation and what he thinks about it. So let's get in the video.
Flaws in them.
50's 2 cents. What do you feel about just that whole thing, man?
Look. As much as people feel like I don't like, I haven't had issues with Puff. I don't like him like that. Like, I don't like things that he would do.
Right.
And make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where I like, well, we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him, big. If it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
Right.
And we wasn't doing that. Right. So it gets to, with Jay, definitely not that. That's definitely not. It's just being competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I look at it, I go, whoa. So I always go into what would I do in a situation like this? Like when that type of thing happens. Like, and I'm going, I don't know. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned his
you talking about Jay?
His daughter
Gotcha.
would, being old enough to, because she about 13.
Right.
So it's the same age as his kids when you're saying he's dead and something to him.
Do you ever feel like, man, like there's just so much gotcha that goes on?
Yeah. I mean, look,
right now,
it's not. We live in a climate that it's not even what you did. It's what they said you did.
Right.
Right. So it's like the damage is already done by the allegation itself. Like, so if that, like when they say extortion, that means if they've made an amount big, if they talk settlement or sent settlement notices that had an amount in it, it feels like extortion.
Right.
Because you know the damage it does if it does come out publicly. If there's no amount mentioned, then that's just a tactic.
But you will meet people in court and you will do lawsuits yourself, which I love.
Yeah, no,
you be like, man.
I get into it. Baby.
Yeah.
I spend $1 million a year. I keep legal counsel year round. So I'm going to sue you as often as you think you would sue me.
Right.
Like that, because they look and they say, once you got the package, you become a target for the attorneys. You know who's going to benefit the most from Puffy's situation right now? The lawyers. They're going to look for $7,000 and $5,000 per hour. Damn. 4 lawyers, 5 lawyers at a time, just to come back for bail hearings and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of money.
Do you think Puff is cooked?
I'm not sure if he's cooked. I'm not sure how bad that it is when you, because you know what, when we think of all of those different allegations that pile up, he's cooked.
Right.
But I don't know how much of that turns into actually like what he's up against.
Right. The court of public opinion is one thing.
Yeah.
And then they also say, you know, once we get in, then, you know, the truth will
I
come
mean,
out.
that public opinion, he's washed. He's washed up. They washed him right there. But when you think about, it had a lot to do with him coming out and saying, I've been sitting here watching you people insult my character, this and that, and then the tape comes out. Boom. So, you know, if the government released the tape, then it would say that they kind of poisoned the pool of people. And that could be a defense.
Do you believe in conspiracies like that too? Or could
conspiracy? I don't know if it's a conspiracy, big. I mean, like when someone leaks something, it goes to TMZ. Like the regular person that channels with TMZ. When you see something come on and it comes on CNN, that's a little different. That could have came from the government themselves, like, you know. And it's interesting because he had different problems with people on different levels. Like the Diageo, when he's saying that they're racist because they was doing something different with his brand. Like these people, these are $3 billion company. These people have lobbyists in DC. If they want to turn it on, they could turn it on. You know, and then they benefited probably the most from those parties.
Are you ever concerned with that?
What?
With you being as big as you are, that's something.
Well, I'm not suing them.
Right.
You know, I'm not going after them.
You're like, no, big.
But you're attached to a lot of brands, a lot of big brands, right?
Yeah, well, those are mine.
Yeah.
I own those companies.
You're like, so you take a note. That's a difference.
Like we just saw Conor McGregor get dropped from his.
Yo, so truly that is quite a very costly lawsuit. You can just try to imagine all the lawyers behind this, and there's quite a lot of allegations. But one thing that has caught my attention, and in a very sad way, is that just to imagine that definitely Jayz being a family man and having a daughter the same age, the same very age as this lawsuit, because as you can see on the document, says the plaintiff, who is identified as Jane Doe. So let's use Jane Doe. So Jane Doe was 13 years of age at that time. That is the same age that Jayz's daughter is actually in. And she's getting to hear such kind of information, surrounded by her friends, and they're listening to this and watching this. Definitely this, telling you, this is quite a heavy one. It's quite heavy. So whether he gets to, definitely there could be a chance that all these could be a lie. There could be a chance to that. That's definitely for sure. There could be a chance. But then again, I'm just thinking, then again, there could be a chance that all this could just be a lie. There could be a chance that all this probably it happened. So we'll let time decide that. So this is the lawsuit. It was actually filed on NBC News, so I just want us to go through it. So the lawsuit was originally filed in October against Combs, and it was amended Sunday to include Carter as a defendant. So the plaintiff, who is identified as John Doe in the suit, said she met the man after the MTV Music Video Awards at Radio City Music Mall in Manhattan in 2000. So she had been trying to get into the event or to get to an after party, but did not have a ticket. And she began approaching limousine drivers outside, according to the suit. So this 13-year-old had this intention to get into these parties. So where were the parents, you know? It's responsibility of parents definitely to take care of their kids as well. Where were the parents? So probably she ran from home or something, I don't know. But so she'd been trying to get into the event or to go for an after party. So one of the drivers said he worked for Combs. and told her she fit what Diddy was looking for. So you see that Diddy was actually looking for some of these young girls. Wow. So the suit alleges after the driver took to her an after party, the plaintiff says she was told to sign what she believed was a non-disclosure agreement and given a drink that made her woozy, the suit alleges. Later on in this video, you'll get to hear more about this drink and this NDA, what exactly was happening, because this was the format. So that's just because she's got at least how they used to go about the parties, that proves something as well, you see. So the plaintiff lay down in a room, the lawsuit says, and Combs and Cater entered. That's Jay-Z and P.Diddy, both of them entered. Cater removed her clothes, according to the suit, and raped her, while Combs and a female celebrity who is not mentioned in the document watched it say. So the lawsuit, you see the lawsuit, it's not quite a new lawsuit. This was already there. The same way the female celebrity is not mentioned in this, like you see currently, she's not mentioned. Previously, Jay-Z was also not mentioned. This was already in the court. It was actually filed against P.Diddy. But probably behind the scenes, they are trying to get to an agreement with Jay-Z. That's just my own opinion. I was thinking of the same. So probably they were just trying to get an agreement behind the scenes, and then they were not able to get an agreement. So later on, the lawyer, that is Busby, decided that they're taking him to court, and then they refiled this lawsuit, and then now it had Jay-Z's name. So names are already turning up for this Diddy case. I'm telling you. If you've been friends with Diddy, I'm telling you, it's you don't know. We don't know what's about to happen. So you can see the female celebrity who is not named in the document watched it. So let's go on. So Combs tried to force the plaintiff to perform that oral, but she hit him in the neck and he stopped. The suit alleges she grabbed her clothes, ran to a gas station, and called her father. So finally, this is the part that the 13-year-old decided to call the father. So, and we've seen that Jay-Z has really gone hard on this. Jay-Z, I don't know if it looks like, this is my opinion again, but it looks like he was kind of expecting it, because the way he's really gone hard on this, you know, he's gone ahead. Jay-Z, these are the type of celebrities that once you charge them with something, they take time to respond. But this one, you've seen Jay-Z, he's been on point immediately, like hours later, he was just responding and everything. So I don't know, probably he was expecting this, I don't know. So in a statement, Carter said the lawyer who filed the suit had made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. That's a very big statement right there from Jay-Z. Thinking that all celebrities are the same. So there is that celebrity culture. This is what he's trying to say here. A celebrity culture. Probably this kind of acts. Just sleeping with whoever without any issues whatsoever. So I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have strict codes of honor and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only a network of conspiracy theories, fake physics will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. That it's not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids will be laughable, he added. So this was actually Jay-Z's response to the letter by Busby, who is the lawyer on, who is actually the lawyer on this specific case. So definitely we'll have to have and wait and see how this turns up. Let's just wait and see how this turns out. But I'm telling you, it is not quite an easy thing. Damage has already been done. Thinking about that, this is also a family person. This is also a family person with actually daughters. Having a daughter that is the same age as this John Doe. So you can just imagine how that is going on. That's what 50 Cent is saying, that the worst part is internally, what's happening internally. So that's why we really need to be careful about our lives. You know, we really, really, really need to be careful. Sometimes it's very hard for one to work very hard and get on top, but for you to come down, it's just a blink of a second. Just a blink of an eye. So this here, let's have a look at this interview from Michael, where he's interviewing one of the bodyguard who was actually part of those Diddy parties. He was close by and he knew what was going on. I think he went to those parties probably like 3 times. And also he's mentioning some of the people that he saw there. People that are not, people that their names, they're going to really, really surprise you. So let me not spill all beans. Just watch this.
And were you at a lot of these freak offs, I guess we got to call them?
So here's the thing. I only been to 3 of his events. Now, when the first part of the event is a normal socializing mixer, upscale, the who's who is there, it's normal. But when you see the guy come out with the black suit and he's collecting everyone's cell phone and then inviting them to another party, which I say it's layers to it. They're inviting you to another part of the party where everybody cannot go.
Mm.
You see, so then that's when discrepancies start to take place, because, you know, my business is predicated on protecting women mostly, because, you know how dudes are with a lot of money, you know, like yeah. they can straddle the fence. So once ladies in the industry know, like, oh, you know, he's got integrity, he can't be bald, stuff like that, you know, you get booked a lot. So one instance, I was with a lady, she on the cover of the Gucci magazine. Beautiful. Okay. So now when it comes to his events, the most off-color thing I saw was, one second he's in a suit, next second he's in a towel, and he's holding hands with 2 Eastern European gentlemen. And
when you say he, that's Diddy. You mean Diddy? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and he's holding hands with these little vampire-looking guys, like they off the movie Twilight. And, you know, it's time for us to exit. You see what I'm saying? So, by the grace of the good Lord, you know, I was able to remove myself and my principal from there. But, you know, there's been times where I've been with guys and they're staying. You know,
Suge was quite outspoken. He gave me names. He said that he mentioned Obama. He said Obama and Diddy were close friends. He even indicated they had a relationship, sexual relationship together. You know, obviously he spoke about Justin Bieber and Usher and all that. Is there anybody that you know that you feel you can talk about that was at these parties or affected by anything?
Well, so I am aware that Leonardo, Michael, I'll tell you, non-disclosure agreements at celebrity who's parties is something that's taking place on a daily basis. Been taking place like that for years. Simply because I know for a fact that in Combs's NDA, you can't say anything about what you've seen or partook in at the party until 20 years after he's dead. And so, you know, like, how do you get somebody to do a big favor for you?
Yeah.
Invite them over, show them a time of their life. You got them on camera doing something they're not supposed to do.
Right. The exact same prison on the same, it should be a jail rather. I was in the jail where Epstein was. I was on that tier. I was in those cells. There's no way in my mind that you're going to commit suicide No way. You can't do it. They're watching that tier all the time. The cameras are on. For everything to go off at one time, it would still be hard for him to commit suicide because there's nothing there. There's nothing on the ceiling. The bed is this high. You couldn't do it. So my point is, you know, I think they got rid of Epstein. I'll swear to that. I don't know what's going to happen with Diddy.
It's listed in the Epstein investigation that on the day that he died, the cameras were not working on that tier.
Right.
You know what that means.
Absolutely.
And I don't feel like the average American understands how cheap the price of life is now. Combs, they said that 1,000 bottles of baby oil, allegedly some of the bottles tested positive for liquid GHB. So if we do the math on that, 1,000 bottles, 8 ounces, what's that, 54 pounds of GHB?
Mm-hmm.
Mandatory life sentence.
Right.
$58 million bail package denied.
Mm-hmm.
So there are three things that I just want to us to have a look at. So the first thing is that he's saying that the Diddy parties had two parts to it. We remember that that is what Lecrae was saying when he was speaking about him going to attend the Diddy parties. He said that he was in the parties and everything seemed just to be just normal party, and then all of a sudden someone reached out to him and told him that when he gets to such a time like this, just get out of here, because you've heard that in these parties there's one that Diddy used to come out now in a suit to just look normal, and then all of a sudden changed the attire and everything. So you've heard that. So there were two parts of the party. That's the way that Lecrae confirmed as well. So the second part of that party is where now it actually goes down. And then another thing is the recordings that used to be going on now on the second part of that party. I think should be on the second part, because now that means the person who has the recording definitely has power on you or has power over you, because now if they want them, if they want you to do something, they can just easily blackmail you. So I don't know if that was the reason why all those recordings were being done. And then the Epstein case, you know, the Epstein case, because I've seen there has been a lot of comparison between this Diddy case and also with Epstein case. But the ending of the Epstein case and everything, and then him coming up on the scene where news was brought up that he had committed suicide in prison, that didn't really stand up with people. They are different. It's a very controversy story, actually. Very, very controversial. People have different opinions on it. People have very different opinions on it. But now you wonder, from such a case like the Epstein and everything we saw, because, you know, sometimes there are more to what we can see. Like, for example, even in this Diddy case, you can see the names that are turning up. These are not small names. Someone like Jayz. Let me tell you, Jayz is he's quite huge. He's raised a lot of different artists. He's been in the game for long and everything. He probably should be among top 10 among the richest blacks who has made it like very huge as the way he's done it on the entertainment scene. So you can imagine, these are not just like these are just not normal people. Like, they're not normal anymore. And Jayz is not just married to anyone, but rather married to Beyonce, who's also quite a huge worldly icon as well. So you can just imagine, for such a case like this, and we don't know the names that are also going to be mentioned in this, because we've seen even pastors' names in this, we've seen names of gospel artists We are hearing names of presidents, former presidents, and we are wondering how far will this list go. So this just raises a lot of questions, like what next for Diddy? What is going to happen for Diddy? What is going to happen for Diddy? And everything that actually surrounds his name. So let us watch, let us see. But this has been quite an year of expose. There is a dream that I just want to share with you. A dream from a celestial prophetess. She got this dream, probably it was around in April this year. And the dream she was talking about, the dream she had was about Jayz and also about Beyonce. I just want us to have a look at a brief about it before we get to conclude this. So let us get into
ask
the video.
basic questions like, who are you? I know that. How did you get in here? I have no idea. So there's no point in asking. They're sitting there, and I just decided to wait. But the first thing that I began to pick up is how very, 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 very angry Jayz was. This man was wound so tight with anger. He was so full of rage that really it was shocking to me to see this person that projects a cool image. I've got money. I've got power. I've got my boys. I've got everything that you desire. And I'm the coolest man out there. I'm the king of this kingdom. Inside this man was so much rage that I was standing there and thinking to myself, Lord, how does this man get through the day when he's so angry like this? He has so much rage. What's causing it? And how does he actually manage to carry on normal life when he's this mad? Coming from his wife was a very strange combination of two things: fear and confidence. Fear and confidence. Beyonce was terrified of something. Inside her was a feeling like when a little mouse sees the shadow of the cat. The shadow of the cat tells you that the actual cat is on its way. And as a mouse that doesn't have anywhere to flee to, maybe you're too far from your hole, that surely will cause a rise of a lot of fear. But at the same time, I saw so much confidence. She was afraid of something that was coming, but at the same time, I saw how this woman's training is immaculate. I don't know Beyonce, I don't know Jayz, but I'm telling you the things that the Lord allowed me to see. And I can tell you that the training that this woman has had, the only person that it came on my heart has had that kind of training in their life is Michael Jackson. Beyonce has had immaculate training. In fact, the greater her star became, the more those in charge of her dedicated time to training her. Michael Jackson himself was trained. It's the kind of training where you are trained to handle people, whether they're older people, whether it's reporters, whether it's your fans, whether it's the general perception of the public, whether it's the press. You're trained to handle the press. You're trained to handle unexpected situations. You're trained to control your emotions. That is the main training that I was seeing in her. And you are trained to smile even on your worst day. You are trained to smile even when the worst things are happening to you. This was part of the reason that it was very hard for the public to accept that Michael Jackson was going through the things that he was going through towards the end of his life. This man is on tape as saying certain things about what he was experiencing when it came to ownership of his music, when it came to creative expression. Prince also is on record as explaining great frustration with certain things that he was experiencing as an artist. But because of the training that very megastars get is nonstop, and it makes them so elastic that even if people might perceive there's pain there, or there's struggle there, or there's suffering there, they're so busy in fulfilling their role as the idolater. Oh, the star is here. Beyonce is here. Prince is here. Michael Jackson is here.
Yeah, so that's that is just the brief of that dream. You can go and check it out in full at the Masters prophecy blog, you'll be able just to see it, because it was speaking more about everything that is going to happen, because even she's speaking about how on TV Jayz is going, his name is turning up on TV, and people are shocked, people are surprised about everything that's happening. It's quite a long dream, but it was a very, very profound dream. And just to send a message to, because I see some of the comment sections that probably there are people that feel that, you know, they feel a certain way about Celestial, and it's okay. You are it's okay for you to have your own opinion. I'm not trying to neglect you that opportunity, and it's also all right for me to have my own opinion as well. So you should not be the one trying to obstruct me on that as well. So if I will just suggest that it's true. If you're just honest with yourself, if we are just honest with ourselves, these are things, some of these things she spoke about some time back, and then we're seeing them come to pass. I just bring some of these videos just to re-echo, just to show you that, hey, just have a look at this, just have a look at this. I'm not trying in any way, like someone was saying in the comment section, that, hey, you're really trying to fight for her and she falls, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to fight for anyone, you know. That's not what I'm trying to do. But like, for example, this matter of Jay-Z and Beyonce, these are things that she spoke about for times and times back. And right now we are seeing these things live in our very own eyes. So it is definitely, yes, that is it. That's just what I do, just sharing. So let me know what you think most definitely about Jay-Z. What do you think about this lawsuit? What do you think about this 13-year-old that is now referred to as John Doe? What do you think about Jay-Z's family? What do you think about them? What do you think about Diddy? Diddy has been denied. He has been denied bail. Now that should be like the third time he's been denied bail. He's just there behind bars. So what do you think about all these things? You know, because the Bible says that there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Let me know what you think about it. Stay blessed. See you on the next video.